Hi, and welcome to Knitscents. My name is Jan, and I'll be your host. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a knitter. I have been knitting for, I don't even want to admit how many years, but it's been a lot. I've been spinning for about 4 or 5 years now, and I am also an independent Scentsy consultant. So I have combined all of my passions, the fiber arts and home fragrance and fragrance in general, into this podcast. You can find me as Knitscents on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I am Jan Ellen RN, JANELINRN on Ravelry. And I have a Ravelry group called Knitscents, and it's KNITSCENTS on Ravelry as well, so I hope you'll come and join us there. What I would love to do in this podcast is share my love of Scentsy along with my knitting and spinning progress, or lack thereof, and anything fiber related that we can think of. So, I'm looking at my notes. This is my first step into the podcasting world, so bear with me. I'm sure if there's a mistake to be made, I'll make it. So bear with me, please be kind, and we'll see how this podcast goes and flies out there. And if it's well received, we'll keep it going. If not, I'll go down in flames. It's all good. A lot of people have been asking me, a lot of my friends and people online have been asking me to tell them a little bit about Scentsy. And I had no idea what it was until I was introduced to it. And I became addicted. So I would love to share that with everyone so that you know what it is and what it is that has drawn me in so much and why I love it so much. So basically what Scentsy is it is an alternative way to fragrance your home, your car, your drawers, anywhere without using an open flame. And the reason I came to find that is because we did have a tragedy in our neighborhood where someone lost their home due to a fire that was caused by an open flame, by a candle. And when I heard that and saw the result, that was the last time I lit a candle in my house. And I was addicted to candles. I had them burning in every room. I had them burning all the time, and I knew it wasn't safe. So I went into the arena of trying to put the oil in the water and with the tea light thing or the flameless thing, and it would smell acrid and smoke would come out of it, and that was no good. That didn't work. So I tried the warmers and the tarts, the melts, and all of that, and the fragrances were terrible. They smelled like wax. So I gave up until I was introduced to Scentsy, and I knew I had found it. And what Scentsy is it is a way of fragrancing your home using warmers and wax bars. And the wax bars look like this. I don't know if it's going to come up backwards, but each bar is in 8 cubes. And what you do is you put 1 or 2 of the cubes into the warmer and you plug it in. And the warmers come in all different styles. This is one of mine. It is one of my favorites. It's a teapot warmer, and it has a lid. The lid comes off. Some of the warmers don't have a lid. This one happens to be a 3-piece warmer. This one is 3 pieces. Some of them are only 2, in which case it would have the base and this dish. And what you do is you put 1 or 2 of these cubes, you break them off, and they actually come off. This wax is so soft and easy to work with. You just push it out like that. You break off 1 or 2 of these scored chunks, so it's very easy to do, and you put that right into the dish. And inside the warmer, I don't know if you can see in there, is just a low wattage light bulb. Okay, they're either 15 watts, 20 watts, 25 watts, and you screw that on in, and you put this on the top. If it has a lid, a top piece, you put that on. There we go. And you turn it on. And depending on the warmer, some of them will glow. The whole warmer will glow depending on the size of it. This one you can see has the holes cut out. And there are warmers that have no light at all. They're element warmers, and those just don't have any light. You don't see anything, so they're good for offices or areas at night in your room, in your bedroom, where you don't want to have light coming out. You can use those as well. And what happens is the wax in the top will melt, and only the fragrance oil will be emitted and scent the room. There's no smoke. There is no flame. And because these warmers only get slightly warmer than body temperature, just enough to melt the wax and release the fragrance, you can put your hand in the melted oil. You are not going to burn. If a child were to touch it, were to knock it over, it's not going to burn. It will not start a fire. They will not get burned. It is the totally safe way to fragrance your house. So that's what Scentsy is, or that's one of the products that Scentsy is, but that's the basic one. We also have, if you want to just fragrance your room one time, if you want to keep this, say, in your bathroom, or if you want to spray in your closet, we have room sprays. This and the one that I showed before is our current scent of the month, which is coconut pumpkin pie. And that's exactly what it smells like, is if you were to be baking a coconut pie, a pumpkin pie with a little bit of coconut on the top. And that's what this fragrance is. This is the September fragrance of the month, but there are over 80 fragrances to choose from. Everything from romantic scents to floral scents to fruity scents to bakery scents. There are scents that are made that would appeal to men. So there's a variety to pick from. So in addition to the room spray, we also have scent packs, and these are great to stick in your drawers. They're good to stick in your cars. They're anywhere you want to have a fragrance where you don't want to spray, you don't want to put a warmer, it's not going to be seen. You can put in a scent pack. And another form is a scent circle. These are great. These can hang in your car. You can also hang these. There's a loop on the top. You can put them on a hanger and also put them in your closet. They're great for kids' rooms. And the new catalog that just came out, which is a two-sided catalog, Reimagine Scentsy on one side and Reimagine Fragrance on the other side, is full of all of the warmers, new products, and a new line for kids. So there's a lot of kid-friendly fragrances in there as well. And if you're interested, this is the warmer of the month for September. It's called Lumina, and it is a beautiful cream-colored pumpkin with a gunmetal shiny type stem. So if you love to decorate for fall, but you're really not into the typical orange pumpkin, if you want something more subtle, something a little more elegant, the Lumina pumpkin may be just for you. Everything is on the warmer of the month and the scent of the month. That is my cuckoo clock. So if it goes off again, I know I've been talking too much because it goes off every half an hour. So we're going to let that just sing away. But the fragrance of the month and the warmer of the month are always on sale in the month that they are featured. So this month, the Lumina warmer and the coconut pumpkin pie are 10% off. So the warmer is $31.50 and it's $4.50 a bar for the coconut pumpkin pie for the month of September. So that's Scentsy. That's what it's about. If you would like to take a look at the catalog online, please visit my website. It is Knitscents, Knitscents, knitscents.scentsy.us. And if you have any questions, if there's anything I can help you with that, and to always find out about my specials and whatever promotions I have going on, please send me an email at Jan, Jan, at knitscents.com. And now on to the knitting. This month has, I have been a Camp Loopy fail. I don't know if anybody is doing Camp Loopy or did Camp Loopy this summer, but Camp Loopy is run by the Loopy U in Fort Collins, Colorado. I just want to show you, I have a little pest here. Come say hello. This is the footsteps that you hear. Say hi, Emmy. Say hi, Emmy. Yes, I love you too. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. This is my dachshund, Emmy, and hopefully she will remain quiet if she doesn't destroy what I'm wearing. Okay, go down there. Okay. I started off with a bang. I started off with, actually with what I'm wearing, which is the Venomous Tentacula shawl. And I'm really bad. I did not look up who it's by, but it's Venomous Tentacula. Let me see if I put it on the tag here. No, I did not. But it is, I knit this in wool mice, pure, and it is the Holtonte colorway, and it is Jennifer DeSam is the designer. So I started off with that in June, and I finished. I finished a catkin in July. I didn't weave in the ends, didn't put on the buttons, but I did finish it. However, my featherweight cardigan for August didn't get it done. It is in a heap. I don't even know if I'm going to end up finishing it because I discovered brioche knitting, and I got this real bee in my bonnet to knit brioche. And it started when my friends, my little knitting group, we decided to take one of our friends for her birthday for a group on brioche knitting, to have a lesson in brioche knitting. Emma, come down from there. And I got hooked. We started, so my first project, and it's not finished yet, but it is in progress, is the Bayou cowl. There we go. I think you can see that. And it is a single color brioche pattern. And I am knitting this, and if you want to learn brioche knitting, this is an excellent pattern to learn it from. It's one color and it's knit in the round, so you don't have to turn your work, you don't have to figure, because when you do brioche knitting flat, each row is actually 2 rows. When you do brioche in the round, it's the same thing, but you're reading it continually in the round. Whereas if you're going back and forth, you have to remember that one row and the next row are all considered the same. So row 1 would be row 1A and row 1B, and then there would be row 2A and row 2B. You don't have to really consider that as much in the round because you're not going the wrong way. So when you're doing it flat, you have to reverse the symbols, you have to realize that you're on the right side and the wrong side. When you're working in the round, you're always on the right side. It is a very simple, I don't have too much here, I don't know if you can really even see it because it's such a dark color, but it's basically a ribbed pattern where the rib is just moving over from side to side. And on this one, again, it's very hard to tell that it's brioche from looking at it, but you can absolutely feel that it is a nice thick pattern, and it becomes almost addictive. And because this one got a little mind-numbing for me, I of course had to take it not to the next level, but 10 levels above that. This is hiding in my Awesome Granny bags by Awesome Granny, which if you have not looked her up on Etsy, you absolutely must. She makes phenomenal bags. They're absolutely beautiful, and the larger size bags all come with a matching notions pouch, which is adorable, and the inside, which is so cute. This little cow print. I had to. I know. You'll find bags are my absolute downfall. So from this, I decided, why not? And I took on Laura Nelkin's pattern, her newest pattern from the M Club, which is her Moat Scarflette. If you're not familiar with the M Club, it is a once-a-year offering from Laura Nelkin. You sign up when the club signups come out, and it should be coming up very soon. So if you're interested, keep your eye open. And what it is it's a collection of 4 shipments, and in each shipment you get yarn and beads and the pattern to knit a project. Some of them are mystery knit-alongs, some of them you know what it is that you're knitting before you start. And in each of the first 3 kits, you get a little piece, either a little skein or some beads or something that you put away for that 4th one. And you take all those little pieces and you hold them and put them with the 4th shipment, and there's your 4th project. And this year, the 4th project actually was a 5th project. It was a bonus project, and it is the Moat Scarflette. And this one was a challenge. This was definitely a challenge, but I absolutely love the pattern. And what this is it is brioche knitting with beads. So I couldn't just go from simple in the round, learn the brioche. No, I had to go to brioche with increases and decreases and right side and wrong side and different colors, and I'm so glad I did, because it is so fun. Once you get started, and I had to start it about 6 times before I realized that it wasn't in the round, and I had to reverse the symbols on the wrong side, and the wrong side was actually not every other row, it was every 3rd row. But be that as it may, like I said, if there's a mistake to be made, I'm going to make it, and I'm going to make it good. But this is what it looks like so far, and I have just started on the 2nd color. This is knit from, let's see, the lighter color here is Bare Naked Wool Stone Soup in Granite colorway, and you can see that the brioche is 2-sided, so you can see the 2nd color is better on the back. This darker of the variegated colors is Jinx Yarn Sock in the colorway Phoenix, and on the top here what I've just started working with is Spun Right Round in the Tangelo colorway, and that is their it's their sock yarn. I'm not sure. Spun Right Round sock. I didn't write down the name. Hopefully I will have show notes and it will all be there. But anyway, it is a really, really fun knit. I think this is going to be an exclusive pattern until maybe next September, but I'm not really sure. But if you have never done any of Laura Nelkin's designs and you want to start learning with beads or knitting with beads, I would highly recommend taking her Craftsy class, Knitting with Beads, because everything and anything you want to know about how to knit with beads, how to incorporate beads, different types of beads, sizes of beads, what kind of beads to use, how to knit each stitch, how to put them on, how to use a crochet hook, how to pre-string them, anything you need to know, Laura teaches you in that class. And she also has on YouTube a lot of tutorials, and she is always available on Ravelry for help. So I cannot recommend her patterns enough. There is so much support on Ravelry from her groups and from Laura herself if you choose to try that. And I think that's the reason why I was actually able to get this as far as I did without burning it. And as we all know, the yarn doesn't burn anyway, so that wouldn't have done me very much good. So that's my works in progress. I have not spun. Hopefully next time, if there is a next time, I will have some spinning to show you. Maybe this will motivate me to get on one of my 5 wheels and spin something. But I do have a little bit of enhancement. When do I not have any enhancement? So I'm going to share that with you. And one of them is from my other favorite bag maker. And that is the Fat Squirrel, Amy Beth. I'm going to show it here. I'm behind it, so hopefully you can see it. And these were a pre-order on her bags, and it is a fabric of old library cards, actual old library cards. You can see the names that checked out the books and the titles of the books that they went into. And yes, I do remember going to the library and having to sign out the card. Yeah, I go back that far. But I absolutely hoard Amy Beth's bags. I love her bags. Each one comes with a, oh, it smells so good, lavender sachet in it. And if you don't want the lavender, if you don't like it, if you have an allergy, you can let her know that and she won't put the sachet in there. But her bags are so well made. They're a nice thick fabric, a decorator weight fabric. They're lined with an unbleached lining, and they are just fabulous project bags. So I would highly recommend that if you love knitting bags and if you happen to need a project bag, to check out the Fat Swirl, because you cannot go wrong. Her bags are absolutely amazing. And then I was lucky enough to get into, from No Makers, Amanda at No Makers, her random mini club. Again, I don't know if this is coming up backwards. If it is, that's going to mean I need a new camera. And we'll have to see how this podcast goes, whether or not I'm going to need a new camera for all my 3 subscribers. 3? I don't even think I have any, but that's okay. We won't, don't judge. We'll get there. And if not, we won't be here anymore. But at any rate, so this is my 3rd shipment of the Random Club Minis. And these are the ones that she sent. It's called My Favorite Things. And I love these. I actually am doing a Hexapuff blanket, which will probably be finished sometime before my first great-grandchild. I don't have any grandchildren, so you can imagine how far down the line that is going to be. And I'm going to see if I can figure out the colors. There is a pumpkin spice latte, which I am going to assume is this one, this pretty one here, on the scruffy gnome base. So that was one. There is Kickin' Leaves. I think that must be this one, because that's kind of got some leaf colors in there. And that is on House Gnome, and this actually feels like House Gnome to me. So that's that one. Then there is Blue Jeans. I can figure that one out. That's this one, at least I hope. And that is also on Scruffy Gnome, and I don't know how well you can see, maybe you can see it better on this one. But her Scruffy Gnome base is like a textured base. It has like some texture to it, almost like a tweedy effect, and I absolutely love that. So if you're looking for more, I don't want to say of a homespun, but more of a sort of natural type fiber with color on it, go for her Scruffy Gnome. It's absolutely amazing. So that's the Blue Jeans. And then there is Gimli and Baby Gnome. Let's see. One is, must be Baby Gnome. Yes, this is Baby Gnome, because this is on her Sparkle Gnome base, and you can see the sparkle in there. And I think this is the Baby Gnome color. So that's Baby Gnome. And then we have Gimli, which is on her Fancy Gnome base. So these are Amanda's colors from No Makers are absolutely beautiful. So if you have not checked out No Makers, her yarn is fabulous. It's a pleasure to work with. She has such a variety of colors. She has sets of colors, complementary colors, coordinating colors, contrasting colors, all colors. So if you haven't tried out or checked out No Makers, please do yourself a favor. It is an absolutely wonderful line of yarn. What I didn't mention was the cowl pattern that I'm working on in the round. The first brioche pattern is being knit out of, what is this? I haven't used this before. It's the Lana Gatto Class yarn. It's Lana Gatto, their Class yarn, and it is an 80-20 merino blend, and it is in the really imaginative colorway of 5221, which if I had to name it, I'd call it navy because it's navy blue. But it is so soft. I am absolutely loving this yarn. I think I had gotten 6 skeins of it, and this is 50 grams, 125 meters, so it's about 136 yards, something like that. I'm not sure if I'm going to rip that out. I very well may rip that and repurpose the yarn and use it for something else, because now that I've gotten into the 2-color brioche, I really can't see myself finishing the cowl. It's one of those never-ending things that's going to end up in a whip bag, and Lord knows, we have enough of those. So let's end this podcast by having a contest. We are going to give away 2 skeins of Shibui sock yarn in the very imaginative 5001 colorway. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, and I guess it's going to tell me whether or not I need a new camera to do this, but we'll see whether or not I'm going to go on with this. But at any rate, the colorway, let's see, it's got a really pretty brown and gold and cranberry and cream. Very great, very nice for fall. And 2 skeins will make a pair of socks or a really nice sized cholette. So to enter the contest, you need to go onto Ravelry, join my Knitscents group. I will open a thread, and all you need to do is post in the thread. And I will keep this open for a week. And at the end of the week, we will have a random number generator and choose a winner for these 2 really nice fully like skeins for the winner. So good luck, and depending on how well this podcast flies out there, this is my first again, so please comment, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Please be kind. That's all I ask. Because it is my first time and I really have no idea what I'm doing, so we'll keep trying. Again, thank you for joining, and I hope I will see you again soon. And until then, please knit with sense.